Welcome to September, and our launch of our new September-October catalog is here. So I'm going to do a quick catalog walkthrough with some of the things that I have and things that we're going to be featuring these next 2 months, and hopefully give you some ideas of some fun things to do to get ready for the holidays as well. So the first paper pack is the one that's featured on the page on the front, which is called The Good Life. And it's this really fun paper that we're going to take a look at next. Similar to our Essentials catalog, we have a little blurb about our makers and our VIPs. And then we have our information about our Operation Smile stamp, as well as our new cut above opportunities. So we've changed our cut aboves to be not part of a subscription anymore, but each 2-month catalog we will get a new cut above style or new set of layouts. And there's 2 layouts that come in the cut above package or kit for $24.95, and there show you the samples of these 2 different layouts. And I actually really love this second one, this wash look. I really like that. So again, cut aboves are the pre-designed layouts, pre-printed paper, designed stickers and punch outs, die cuts that you can, all you have to do is essentially add your pictures and your journaling and do some gluing of the die cuts that come in the kit, and you are done with your layout. That's really it. The idea is making it very simple for you to create layouts quickly. And so each 2-month catalog, we will have a new cut above opportunity, as they call it. And so this is this September-October opportunity. All right, so The Good Life. This is the paper pack that we are featuring for September. And it has a really rich color way with it. The colors in this are Mist, Harbor, Mocha, Espresso, Toffee, and French Vanilla. Really just rich, maybe fall-like, but I don't necessarily think it's fall. They're just rich colors that go together, and it has some beautiful papers that are part of this particular paper pack called The Good Life. If we turn the page, you can see that, like with all of our papers, we have a sticker sheet and then we have the papers. I will say this is one is a little bit more farm or ranch themed, if you want to call it that. The papers themselves can be used in lots of different ways, but the icons that are used on the papers are leaning towards that farm feel, with milk jugs and windmills and things like that. So I wanted to bring in the paper itself so that you could see it. This first paper with the trucks at the top of the zip strip, it just is a really great neutral paper. It's just got like this brushed feel for it. You could use it pretty much on any kind of layout that you would have. I could see this with a outdoors layout. I could see it with flowers. I can see it with even like if you had some portraits of your kids that were taken. I've got a couple that I can think of that were taken with my kids from a professional photographer that would look really nice on this paper. The other side of this paper is a beautiful gingham. And again, this is the Harbor color of the gingham, and it's just gorgeous. I just love it. The second paper is just a brown dot. This is the Mocha. It's a dot. It's got, the dot is not white. It is French vanilla, so it's a off-white. And then you've got the fence as part of the zip strip on this one. And then if I flip that one over, it's got this great stripe that has a lot of different colors in it. It's got the Mist and the Mocha, and it's got French vanilla, and a little bit of that Harbor. So I mean, just really pretty. This paper is just really nice, and again, very neutral, can be used a lot of different ways. And the last one again is a wood grained. Well, it's not really wood grained, it's more like wood slats with a much more neutral or less specific type of zip strip in this mist color. And again, just really nice basic background that you can use for lots of things. And then the hero paper, or the paper that has the most design on it, is this one that's, you know, you've got the big windmill, and you've got some writing, a little windmill, you've got the wood background again, you've got a some of these metal wash tubs as part of it. So again, very, very fun paper, but I think also can be used in lots and lots of different ways. Like I could even see this plaid being used on a Christmas layout, right? This deep blue harbor color plaid. So could really see that there. I could also pretty much see this polka dot, this small polka dot on a Christmas layout too. So these are the papers that are part of the It's a Good Life packet, and then the cardstock that comes as part of it as well is you've got Mist and Harbor, Toffee. I didn't have any mocha hanging around or espresso, but those are also there, plus the French vanilla. So those are the papers that are the coordinating cardstocks. The die cuts, these are going to be the wood grain die cuts, very similar to in the Essentials catalog, the wood grain that we have in the Essentials catalog. These are the die cuts. So again, very much a sort of a farm theme with a barn and fences and windmills, but also, you know, buttons and stars and tag or banners that are very generic and very generic titles. So again, really nice set of die cuts. And then the digital art is really fun. I think this is one of my favorite digital art pieces I've seen recently. Love the barn. Love the two cards, hey there and thanks. The wheelbarrow. The layout, just the sun pieces coming out, and the windmill. I just really nice piece of digital art that they've created for this particular collection. Moving on to the stamps that are part of or tied to this collection, there is the Good Life card making stamp set. This is really a beautiful kind of landscape layout. You know, this can be a river, this could be a dry bed. It does have sentiments that go towards sympathy, like with deepest sympathy here. And then there's actually a really nice phrase that you can put in the inside of a card as well. So we don't always do that. So that's a nice little addition to this. But again, you can see some variations here. This is using, I believe, the new pencils that we're offering, and this is using pens, it looks like. So very, you know, showing you a very muted version and a little bit brighter version of it. The Good Life stamp set for scrapbooking is got, again, a truck. We know the trucks sell very well. People really like these old-timey trucks, but you've got fences and bikes and really nice sentiments that are titles that you can put on, memories and homegrown, and then again another windmill here. So really nice, fun 12 by 12 layout that they've put together using these pieces. The Scrapbooking Workshop is going to have, again, the three layouts as usual, the papers, both coordinating cardstock as well as the papers. And there are two additional papers that are part of this collection. So one is a paper that has the barns and trees and hay and things like that that you can see on the back of this layout. So that's going to be one specialty paper you have. The second specialty paper is going to be this paper that's sitting right next to it, that's got more of like a splotches. It's almost like it's been sponged on top. That's going to be the second specialty paper that you will have as part of this kit. And then, of course, you've got your die cuts, you've got your stickers, and you've got a selection of the embellishments that are part of this collection. So one of the things I wanted to point out is as we go through this year with our collections, there are going to be additional supplies. Now, we may not have featured or talked about these as much in the past, but as you go through in the coming months, looking at these additional supplies, you will find that they will potentially or sometimes have additional third-party supplies that we used to carry in our annual catalog, but we're not going to carry anymore in our new essentials catalog. And so it may be that we might have a gloss spray that shows up, or we may have a I don't know, a distressed oxide ink that we'll be offering for that 2-month period of time. And it will be only offered in that 2-month period of time. So it's not going to be part of our standard essentials that are available all year. It'll be offered within that smaller period of time of that 2-month catalog. So this additional supplies sections down here is an area you might want to look for those additional techniques that we're going to be offering or talking about in the workshops that we're creating. So in this case, the additional supplies are the black Le Pen, 3D foam tape, and the Naturals Landscape color pencils. So the color pencils are a new addition. These are the Vivid and Brights, but there is the Natural Landscapes is a second version of our. There's three of them, and this is one of the other two. So again, taking a look at those additional supplies, you may find again some additional things that will only be offered in that 2-month catalog. All right, so the card making workshop is the 2 papers, that multicolored stripe and the polka dot paper, and then this great set of die cuts and phrases. So we have the fence that you're going to have available to you is just a die cut, and then the wheelbarrow and the mailbox, the milk pan, or the I don't know what we call that, but anyway, the barrel. It's not even a barrel, but anyway, the metal barrel, the milk jug, and then some of the sayings. So creating the cards that you see over here. And then you can see how the fence has been created with these pieces from this kit. So again, very, very useful pieces. As you're going through and you're looking at these, as I always say, anything that has a die cut that you think you might be interested in, you should put it on your list first. I expect that this particular card making workshop will probably sell out. I would also guess, if based off of kind of sales that I've seen in the past, this particular scrapbooking thin cut set will probably also go, if nothing else, because of the truck and the bike. I think those will be things that people will really gravitate towards and want to have in their collection. So if you see something that you like that has a die cut, I would grab it. Put it first on your list. Anything that's just a stamp, we make those in-house, and so they will replenish those within that two-month time period. But you'll have a greater chance of putting those as your secondary list versus something that has a die cut that might be very, very popular. All right, so the second collection for this is going to be our Home for Christmas collection. So starting our first set of Christmas stuff is going to be in this collection, and it is again got a lot of variety. It's very different from, say, the past 2 years every year they kind of change it up, and it's not always the same. You don't get the same thing. So you've got a plaid, you've got a wood grain, you've got a nice green flower, poinsettia like flower, words, Christmas words on black, and then a poinsettia paper here, and then a big hero paper with lots of different icons, etc. Really fun paper. So if we flip the page, I'm going to kind of walk through the pieces that are part of this paper collection, starting with the sticker sheet, which I do have. And I really think there's a lot of usable things on this, like the joy of Christmas is family. I just love that. Dear Santa Claus, right? This particular one looks like a stamp, that you would mail. Home for the holidays, giving gifts, 'tis the season, jolly holly, jolly, sorry, winter wonderland. And then, just some general tags and things that you can put on. You've got the ribbons here at the bottom as well. So I think just a really great set of stickers for your holiday papers or your holiday pictures. All right, so let's take a look at the papers. So this is the pine that is it's interesting. It's almost like it's been stenciled and stenciled over again. So you've got areas here that are, clear that they're just the flower, but if you go over just a little bit, it's like they've put a stencil of half circles on top of it. And then if you go over here, it's almost like there's a lace stencil over it. So again, there's got a lot of movement and a lot of variety on this particular paper. And then you have the packages as your zip strip. We'll just go through these and then we'll flip them over. This is the holiday plaid, very, very traditional holiday plaid. So again, really usable for the holiday season. And then you've got the berries and the leaves as your zip strip. The next paper is going to be that big hero paper, right? Where you've got all of those traditional icons of the fireplace and the Christmas tree and the North Pole Express mailbox and stockings. So all of those icons, I can really see actually probably cutting out some of these as well. And then just a black plaid topper. If we look at the other side, we've got that wood grain paper. We've got the word paper, and this has got different words. I heard the bells, 'tis the season, oh Christmas tree, baby in a manger, the holiday spirit, believe, North Star, merry and bright. So again, just lots of fun words on that. And then we have the poinsettia paper as well. So really great Christmas traditional paper. I would say this is probably in the more traditional than maybe we've had in other years. This is a very traditional kind of paper pack. All right, so then we have our embellishments that are part of this, and these are die cuts for the embellishments, and you have they're stackable, so it's not just one embellishment of the die cut. So you're going to have your black pieces, and then you're going to have your red and green pieces that you're going to layer on top. So as an example, you've got this poinsettia flower, you're going to have the black at the bottom, and then you're going to layer one of the red pieces on top. Similar with what you see here for the stocking, you're going to have this stocking, and then you're going to layer the stocking green behind it as well. So again, these are layered die cuts that you're going to have for this collection. The digital art has got, again, a couple of cards that you have available, a single page layout, and then really traditional kind of Christmas icons. The card making This stamp set actually is a card making with thin cuts this time, and it's got a very cozy feeling with the fireplace and the fire, season's greetings, wishing you a warm and wonderful Merry Christmas full of peace, love, and joy, warm winter wishes. Again, really, really nice pieces. And the dies that you're going to get is going to be this swoop that goes on top of the mantle, and then the fireplace. So these two dies are part of that setup. You'll notice a couple of things. This is the first stamp set I brought out, and you might notice this washi tape, and you might have noticed that on the outside of my catalog as well, or I shouldn't call it a catalog, it's really an idea book. This is just a mechanism that I started using recently to identify which stamp sets went with which idea books, making it a little bit easier for me to go back and say, okay, if I've got this piece of washi tape on this stamp set and I find the book in my bookshelf, I've got them all stacked up, and I see this as I'm looking at it on my bookshelf, I know that I can pull this idea book for this stamp set and look for ideas, or know that it belonged to this particular set of items. So I find that really helpful for me as I'm looking at what's new and what is something in the past, so that I can identify where I can look for the information about that particular stamp set. All right, so home for the Christmas scrapbooking stamp set has got, again, really fun sayings like, "'Tis the season to be jolly, all things merry and bright." Just love those. And then you've got packages, right? You've got the individual packages, and then there's the die cuts that go on top of each of those individual packages so that you can make it fun. You've got ways of decorating the packages, and then you've got the holly and berries and a postage stamp. So again, really, really great usable pieces. And you could actually use this for even birthday layouts or birthday cards. You can use these shapes for lots of different things as well, not just packages. Maybe you just want to do some, eclectic, you can almost make them rocks a little bit. They kind of look like rocks as well. So anyway, just some ideas there. Very usable set for Christmas, but also beyond Christmas if you wanted to. All right. Going to the scrapbooking workshop, it's going to have, again, 3 layouts. There are going to be die cuts. There's going to be specialty paper. The specialty paper in this one is going to be this gingham with this centerpiece that is more of like a focal on that gingham. So these two are the two of the papers that are part of it. The second 2 papers are these gray background papers that you see on this layout. So it's got like a wash on it on the gray. So those are going to be the 2 specialty papers. And you will get a collection of die cuts. It looks like there's a couple of additional die cuts that are not part of the die cut set that is here. Let's just double check that now that I'm looking at it. So when I look at this, nope, actually you get the same. Yeah, you do get the same. The ornament and the holly are also there. So yeah, you get just a selection of those. And this is where those additional supplies are coming into play. So the additional supplies, the black lip pen, the 3D foam tape, white gel pen, white gloss spray. White gel pen and white gloss spray are not part of our Essentials catalog this year. Neither one of these are part of the catalog that's going to run for the whole year. It is going to be, these will be available for this 2-month period of time where you can order the white gel pens and the white gloss spray to support this scrapbooking workshop. So you can see the white gloss spray being used on this layout here at the top. And the white gel pens are being used on the hearts to add, and on some of these other die cuts to add in some details there. So this additional supplies section is really going to be a place that you might want to take a look. Again, I'll bring that up so you can kind of see it maybe a little bit better. Is a place that you want to look for those additional supplies if you're going to buy our workshops, because some of these techniques you will need those additional supplies to do that. Now, if you don't care about those techniques and you don't necessarily need them, or you have white gel pens in your collection, then obviously you don't need to buy them. So again, it just helps you understand what techniques we're going to teach and what additional supplies. Again, showing the additional techniques here. That's a featured technique of the white gloss spray and the gel pens. All right, the card making workshop is going to have the stockings with die cuts. It's going to have the branches that you can use as well. And on additional techniques or additional supplies, we're using the bright and vivid color pens, which is, or pencils, I mean, which is the ones I showed you already, where we're coloring in the stocking. And then there's going to be a Christmas Stickles glitter glue. Again, we do not have stickles in our collection right now, so in the annual or the essentials catalog. So the stickles are going to be highlighting the stockings on these particular cards. Really cool. I love this. Can't think of it now, the name of it off the top of my head. Anyway, I really like this card. This card is one of my favorites, I think, of the cards that are on this collection, is doing that particular card. So anyway, and you also get little sparkles. So you get the, what do you get? It's the standard sparkles, clear sparkles, as part of this one. All right, on to the mix-ins. Mix-ins are going to have scarlet, pine, toffee, mink, French vanilla, and black. And that's going to obviously coordinate with all of those colors that were part of A Good Life and A Christmas Story. No, Home for Christmas. Sorry, Christmas Story was last year. I really love the way that they've done this layout. This is a really cool use of not only the mix-ins, but also the papers that are part of the other collections. So this gingham was part of the A Good Life, but you can see it's laying on a Christmas layout. This paper we just looked at as part of A Home for Christmas is also here. So again, mix-ins are meant to go with both paper collections and be intermixed and extend. And I think they've done a great job using the combination of mix-ins, but also embellishments that are part of the various different kits as well. This page gives you an idea of the, hold on, sorry. Want to tamp that down before I hurt myself. That staple was sticking up a little bit too high. We're going to go now into the stamps and thin cuts and more option. And this gives you some of the ideas that you can use for some of these stamp sets that we're going to see. So we've got tags, we've got cards, we've got little embellishment pieces, like cup of cheer and this happiness one, or this thank you. So again, different ideas on using some of the stamps that are going to come up in the next couple of pages. So we have a bunch of word stamps coming to the world. You may be just one person, but to me, you are the world. Cheerful smiles, a hug or two, happy thoughts are wished for you. Really great sayings to go on top of cards. Really, really fun. And then some more general card sentiments. This is a die cut, which is going to cut out what you see here on the right-hand side. It's going to create a background and you can lay that on top of a solid piece of paper. So this is laid on top of glitter paper, and then these are laid on top of just other color paper. And then we have the coordinating die cuts, circle die cuts, that are part of the Essentials catalog that you can layer on top. So you can either stamp directly on the space that's left, you can cut out that space, or you can use the cutout and lay it on top of it, and then use the words here to fill in those spaces. So really good card front ideas, lots of variety there that you can use. The next stamp sets are more in lines with fall a little bit, I think, in their styles. So this one is the Harvest Blessings stamp set, and it is going to have "You're in our thoughts with deepest sympathy, harvest blessings, gratitude, thinking of you." Again, having the wheat, the cattails, and then this really usable circle, wheat circle, for the harvest. So this is a really fun one, again, giving you some really nice ideas of how you can use it for the cards themselves. I think you could also use the wheat and the cattails on any sort of layout that maybe had a farm theme to it, or you're walking through in the fall through the cornfields, things like that. These would be very good for those as well. This particular stamp set, again, is the occasional wreath, and it is got "Congratulations, happy birthday, happy couple, thank you, thinking of you." So again, just a nice wreath that you can color with the pencils or with pens and create a beautiful thing to send off. Again, this has a die cut with it as well. So going back more to the farm theme, or fall and farm, we've got the freshly picked stamp set with thin cuts as well. And it's obviously apple picking time when we get into September and October. So using the mix-ins and using this stamp set, as well as coloring and doing some paper piecing and things like that, you've got this beautiful layout here using the freshly picked. And then we've got our animals, our farm animals, to go along with our fences and our barn and our windmill, all of those things. Great farm animals that you can add as well. Taking a slightly different direction. So again, this is got a lot of variety in this particular idea book. We're going we've had versions of this for girls, where we've seen the back of a girl. I think we've had 2 versions of that in previous stamps. So now we've got the man or the boy version, where you've got the back of a man, and we've got very much sort of boy sayings with bro. And but let's go can be used for girls. Say yes to new adventures. That would be great if you're out doing something new with the family. You don't have to be perfect to be amazing. Again, I think the sayings themselves, for the most part, are very generic. But again, if you have boys in your life or men in your life that you are always looking for things for them, this might be a good stamp set for you as well. Also, there is a ball feature here, which you can kind of see showing up in that space there. So again, some fun little techniques there. All right, nailed it stamp set. I had to have this one. This is my husband's life. He is a general contractor, and so I have pictures of him working, and he's got pictures of him working. We're doing home renovations at our own house, and so I've got lots of pictures of that. So this stamp set, I had to have for him, because these are all the things he does, every day. So it's really great. And I really like the Reno piece here has the stitching on that word. I think that's fun. I love the paint can. That's great. I love the level all of these pieces, and even just having like the nuts, the bolts and the nails, really fun. And as far as the stamp set goes, the thin cuts that you get are the screwdriver and the hammer. You get the old style case for tools, the drill, the paintbrush, or the paint can and paintbrush, the nail, the bolt, and then the level, and I'm not sure what that's supposed to be, but anyway, whatever that piece is. That one was the only one I was unsure of what that really is. If someone knows, put it in the comments, because I've never seen my husband use anything like that. So anyway, nailed it. Great stamp set, had to have it. I really like this layout too. I think it's really fun the way that they've created their own paper here. Yeah, one really good layout. All right, so design elements. Anytime there's a design element stamp set, I almost always will buy it. A reason being is because these are very usable things over and over again to create texture, to create interest. I do tend to make pages that have more white space, but I don't necessarily want that to be fully white. I want some interest, but I don't want it to be overpowered by a lot of movement or a lot of big pictures or icons. And so things like these dots or even the crackled paint really help bring some visual interest, but doesn't create too much distraction. Things like the fence, the boards here, that would actually work really well with the nail it selection as well. The swashes, even having like the vines for things, the stars. So all of those things are really helpful to have in your stash to pull out to create some visual interest within your layouts. We've got a clock set. I don't think I've ever seen a clock set, or I haven't seen one recently in the 3.5 years that I've been with Close to My Heart now. So again, great idea. Time passing, you know, someone graduating, kind of a fun idea with that clock set. All right, we've got a floral set that's a very fall floral set. Again, thank you, missing you, with love, sympathy, die cuts for the individual florals. Really, really nice set to have to layer into scrapbooks or to layer onto cards like they've shown here at the top. Then we have some Thanksgiving sets. So giving thanks, eating pie, and then, oh my God, these turkeys are so funny. These turkeys are just hilarious. I really like how they've actually put them on these cards, but I could see these as place cards as well for your table if you do that with your family. So again, ready to gobble, grateful to you. Just fun, a fun little stamp set. Here are some individual A-size stamps. So a cup of cheer, to from, being able to create tags with that. Again, tags with a harvest style. Thanks, give thanks with a grateful heart. Again, something that you can put on something that you might put on your table, right, for folks. And then have yourself a merry little Christmas. Again, really great little sentiment for simple cards. So really nice options there. All right, the next page is getting really into Christmas, where we've got Santa Claus up here at the top and having, please, deliver on December 25th from Santa. Merry Christmas, glory to God on the highest. So again, lots of really fun ones. This one is the Holiday Express stamp set. This one will sell out. I can guarantee you this one will not be around for very long. So I would recommend, if this is one of your interests, you should have this at the top of your list, because I cannot imagine this staying around for very long, especially when you look at the artwork and what they've done here, like the individual pieces that are part of this, and then how they've created this layout using the lights down here at the bottom, using the the different pieces that are all die cuts, right? It is so cute. And then the sayings, zooming by to say happy holidays. You could use that on a card so easily. I'll be home for Christmas. Bring happy holiday greetings. Merry Christmas. It's just, I mean, it's just adorable. And let me just pull out the dies for this, because you get a lot of dies, right? You are getting the die for the bear. You're getting the die for the sleigh that has the penguin on it. You're getting the die for the reindeer. You're getting the die for the car with the little doggy in it. Plus you're getting a die for the present and a die for the tree. So size-wise, this is, you know, they're not huge, but they are really good size-wise to fit on cards and to fit on layouts. So really usable set for the holidays, especially if you do a lot of holiday cards and if you want to have a fun set to send out. So one of my favorites. All right, flipping over into the stories of the season. This one is got a lot of, again, usable pieces. I can really see using this on lots of different layouts, this tag. It does not have to be just for Christmas. I can see using this for journaling blocks like they've used up here, right? Again, very, very usable. This also very usable as a general thing. And then you've got, you know, these houses that can be used for almost everything. So I think this set itself has got a lot of super usable pieces that are not just Christmas related, but there also has a lot of items that you can use that are decorative or things that you can enhance some of your layouts, those empty spaces in the layouts, like these dots, or documented by, the daily story, right? These words, let's review. This is happiness. They're generic. They do not need to be just a holiday or a Christmas set. So again, lots of things that you can use this for. Find it to be a very usable set. All right, countdown to Christmas. We've got all of these numbers that you can create a layout with. Maybe you do the 12 days of Christmas and you want to show each day, or you could do something like they have 1, 2, 3, 4. You could also use these for anything having to do with the countdown. I can't think of what it is anymore. But again, really fun. They've done some of their own pattern paper with the numbers. I really like that, if you see those there. So again, can use for a lot of different things. I would also say that there are a couple of these that are also very generic. If you look at them, they're not Christmas related. 1 through 4, not Christmas related at all. You could use those anywhere. 7, 9, 11, 14, 15, 18, 21. Yeah, 21. So a lot of these aren't necessarily ones that you would need to equate to Christmas. You could use these in other ways. So I'm always looking for ways that I can use something that I get in more ways than one. And so I like to point that out. Okay, this set of cards. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to be making a lot of these. So this set of cards is a combination of things. One, it's the stamp set, which you see with the poinsettia leaves and the poinsettias and the banners and things like that. So there's the stamp set itself. But this is a combination of a couple of different things. There is an embossing folder. There are 3 stencils that are part of this that go over the embossing folder. So you run the embossing folder, you can see that, and you can just use the embossing folder. You can then, if you want, you could stencil. This has actually been sanded to show the white core. So it's the embossing folder has been run through. They've sanded it to get a little bit of the white core showing. This is using the stencils, right? This is just the stencils, I think. It might be embossed as well. It's hard to tell from this picture. But combined, yes, so this is using the embossing folder and the stencils. So there's 3 stencils that you can lay on top after you've embossed it, and you can color it. And the same thing here, but they've just done it in one color. So you can buy this as individual pieces, or you can buy it as a combination. The embossing folder and stencils can come as a bundle, and then you buy the stamp set separately. So the embossing folder, again, is great. And then you have the 3 stencils that come in a stencil pack. And one is the leaves, one is the poinsettia, and then the other one is the branches and berries and some leaves. So again, I think this is a great combination to create some really fun holiday cards. And then your sayings on your stamp set are really nice. 'Tis the season, joy to the world, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, believe. Really great sentiments as well on this particular one. So I think lots and lots of options with this set. Alphabets. So as you noticed, if you watched my last video on the Essentials, there were no stamps in the Essentials catalog. And we used to launch a number of alphabets every year as part of our annual catalog. Now you're going to start seeing the alphabets show up in these 2-month catalog cycles. So there's 2 alphabets, the Dainty Script alphabet, and then you've got a Christmas alphabet. And I just love this Christmas alphabet. Oh my God, that is just so fun. I can't wait to make this card. But also the joy is also very fun. And then seeing it on a layout. So this alphabet, I do have both of them. They are big alphabets. They're not the little ones, but I think, again, the thing I like about this one is the numbers. I like having numbers in my alphabet set because that way I can coordinate. But this one, just creating this particular card, I'm going to have some fun with that one, I think, because this is just so fun. So those are the alphabets. All right. Now we get to our stamp of the months for September and October. So the stamp of the month that is for September, from September 1st to September 30th, is the Thoughtful Tokens stamp set. And it's got a lot of things that are layered stamps. So if you really like that layered stamp look, or you like that vintage look, this stamp of the month is going to be for you. I like things like this, where you've got the stamp and then you've got the cancellation of the stamp, or essentially that has been mailed. I really like this strip of film as well, and I think this particular piece for me is again really pretty and a great way to make some cards or put onto a layout. So the stamp of the month for September is the Thoughtful Tokens. The stamp for October is an exciting addition that we haven't had in the past and has been asked for a lot. A lot of people have asked, can't we have thin cuts to go with the stamp of the month? Well, guess what? You will start seeing thin cuts as being an option with the stamp of the month. And it's starting with From Owl of Us. And you are going to get a thin cut for the various different owls plus the tree branch that are part of this. The stamp of the month, just the stamp, is going to work exactly the same as it always has. You can either pay full price, $19.95. If you have a qualifying order and you are not a VIP, it's $5. If you have a qualifying order and you are a VIP, it's free for the stamp set only. Okay, for the stamp set only. If you want the thin cuts, you are going to pay for the thin cuts. So if you just want to buy the stamp and thin cut outright, it's $37.95 for this one. If you have a $50 purchase, doesn't matter if you are a VIP or not, it's going to cost you $22.95 for the stamp and thin cut. All right. Again, if you spend $50 and just want the stamp, you can do that. It's $5 if you're not a VIP. But you're essentially paying for the thin cut for this. They are not subsidizing the thin cut like they are the stamp set. So again, just be aware, if you want the thin cuts, which a lot of people have asked for, go right ahead. But it will be more than the $5 or the $0 if you are a VIP. So again, pretty decent sized thin cuts, right? These are not small little owls. They're pretty good size, and they are so adorable. I can't wait to play with this one. You'll also notice that they actually used the pencils as part of the coloring scheme here, so you can see that they're a little bit softer in look and color, but these are using the Naturals pencils, I believe. All right. And then we end with, again, the cardstock, our colors for all of our cardstocks and our inks. All right, everyone, that is our September and October catalog. I hope that you find something in here that is exciting to you, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions. I am going to start making with these papers, and you will see some videos coming soon from me working with these papers and these stamps. Have a great one.